Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to review this book, When All Is Not Well. It's written by Swami. It's a yogic perspective on depression, sadness, and healing. It's written by Swami. Swami is a monk who has written several best-selling books, and I have read some of them, and I believe that this is one of the best books he has written because it is on the subject of depression, and it is not easy to find books on depression that are good and that give you solutions to it. So uh, the author says in the book that depression is not absence of happiness, it is absence of life and of will. There are so many people who have not experienced depression in their life, and they feel that anyone who is suffering from depression uh, is making a creation of their own mind, and there's nothing real like depression. But they don't realize that it is a very real problem, and just if they say that come on, be happy, shake it off, would not make a depressed person happy, or make a depressed person uh, shake off their depression. And it is a problem much bigger than that, and that is when this book comes into play. Before every chapter starts in this book, there is a beautiful poem before every chapter, and I would like to read my favorite poem from this book. It's written by Galib and it's translated in English. I'm ready to move to a place where there is no one around, no one to share my melodies, and no one who speaks my language. I want to build a home without doors and walls, a home without a neighbor, and a home without a keeper. If I fall sick, I want no one around taking care of me, and if I die, I want no one to mourn for me. So, like this, there are many beautiful poems in the book, and there are many stories in the book. Every chapter in the book is having a beautiful story that is used by the author to drive home the point that he wants to make. So the author talks about how depression happens, and let me read it for you. When you are not living a fulfilling life, when you are forced to accept something against your values, when someone tries to instill fear in you, or all of these, it is important to protect yourself. We should confront these people and situations. If confrontation is not possible, you need to distance yourself. And if you cannot distance yourself, you surely must protect yourself. If you ignore your predicament, it will come back to haunt you in manifold ways, especially if you were the soft target or innocent victim. When you remain quiet in abuse, you only encourage the oppressor. Furthermore, the imprints of the abuse may well revisit you in the form of depression. So the author basically wants to say that something happens with us that we slip into depression. The author recognizes depression and recognizes healing for it, and he has talked about how healing depression has to be done in threefold ways, that is by physical healing, mental healing, and emotional healing. Let's talk about physical healing first. So basically this part is about what to eat and which exercises to do. As because he is a monk, he takes the help of Ayurveda to talk about food and tells us that we need to identify our body constitution so that we know that if we are Vat or Pitta or Kapha, and consume foods as per our body constitution, because the same food consumed by two people from different body constitutions can result in very different results, or even opposite results for both of them. So we need to firstly identify if we belong to Vat, Pitta or Kapha constitution, and then we have to eat foods as per them. And the author emphasizes on the importance of sattvic foods or alkaline foods in helping to cure depression. The author dissuades from consumption of antidepressants. He believes that antidepressants can be of temporary help or of little help if we are doing other things that he talks about. Antidepressants alone cannot help us come out of depression. So the author also lists some neurotransmitters and the foods that should be consumed to ramp up the production of these neurotransmitters. First one is serotonin. Mangoes, walnuts, flax seeds, hemp and chia seeds, green leafy vegetables, tofu, sunflower seeds, brown rice, sesame seeds. These are the foods that should be consumed to ramp up the production of serotonin. Dopamine. For the ramping up of production of dopamine, we should consume sesame seeds, citrus fruits and berries, bananas. GABA. To ramp up GABA, we should be consuming almonds, lentils, brown rice, beans, cantaloupes and oranges. And now let's talk about the yoga postures that we have to do, because we have just talked about what foods to consume. Now the yoga postures. The first one is the sun salutation, that is Surya Namaskar. There are 12 positions in it and you will find them very easily on the internet. Then there is shoulder stand, then there is child pose, and then there are breathing exercises like pranayam and anulom vilom and bumblebee breathing. These are the exercises that one should do if they believe that they are in depression and they want to come out of it. And these are the activities that one should do for physical. These were the activities that one should do for physical healing. Now let's come to the mental healing. For mental healing, the author quotes Rumi. Rumi said, "O seeker, these thoughts have such power over you. From nothing you become sad, from nothing you become happy." And the author talks about how thoughts are the ones that create a lot of problems for us when we are in depression or we have anxiety. So what to do when such thoughts occur? When improper thoughts disturb the mind, there should be constant pondering over the opposites. Improper thoughts and emotions, such as those of violence, whether done, caused to be done, or even approved of. Indeed, any thought originating in desire, anger, or diversion, whether mild, medium, or intense, do all result in endless pain and misery. Overcome such distractions by pondering on the opposite. So, if we have any negative thought, we should try to think positive thoughts in its stead, and the author believes that it would help. And I do think it helps. So there are some exercises that the author has given for mental healing. First is still gazing, then is witness meditation. You can find these meditations on the internet and these are very easy to do. Now let's talk about emotional healing. This is the best part of the book and I admire this chapter very much. So the author says, let us examine emotional healing, beginning with the most difficult of emotions. I am not talking about anger, jealousy, envy, sadness, or even hatred. With great mindfulness, you can transcend these and other feelings. Above and beyond, ordinary states of being is an emotion, a divine boon that is the essence of eternal peace. Then there is this beautiful story about Buddha. Buddha once decided to leave his abode and travel for a time. He asked his disciple to stay back at the monastery as he ventured out on his own. As he walked from one village to another, Buddha was free to explore new places, for most people did not recognize him. They did not think he was Gautam Buddha because there was no entourage, there was no crowd in his wake. He wandered discreetly like any other monk, humble and alone. One day on his travels, Buddha approached a man for alms. The man, though, was distraught and livid His only cow had just died a short while ago. In a fit of rage, he began shouting at Buddha and hurled foul abuses at him. The sage kept quiet and walked away. But a villager close by felt Buddha's unmistakable presence and recognized him. He pacified the angry man and said, "Do you know who he is?" "What do I care?" the man replied. "You should care. He is none other than the Tathagata, the Buddha himself." "What are you saying?" the man exclaimed. "It's not possible. Buddha always has large crowds following him. Where are his disciples?" "That I don't know, but I can tell you that he was Buddha. I've heard he's traveling on his own." The man was guilt-ridden and decided to leave to find the sage so that he could beg his pardon. The next day, he traced Buddha and fell at his feet. "Forgive me, O sage," he said. "I'm truly ashamed for calling you names. Please punish me so that I may be purified." "Punish you for what?" Buddha asked calmly. "For swearing at you, my lord," the man said. "When did you do that?" "Yesterday," he said. "I don't know yesterday," Buddha said. "I only know today." This great emotion, this is the most healing of all processes, is forgiveness. Forgiveness is the hardest of all human emotions. Often people hold on to grudges like some prized possessions. They don't want to even let go, even when they can. But as it is, life is hard enough. Why make it harder by eternally stocking more and more hard feelings? Is as much intriguing as it is a confounding aspect of human behavior. Let us not forget that today could be our last day. Every day is a new beginning. We brush, we bathe, we dress, we eat to start our new day. Why not actually make it a new day? Why not remind yourself every morning, "Today I'll not allow my past to barge into my present. Today I'll meet all people as if I am meeting them for the first time." Is it even possible, you may ask? Well, yes. If you can learn the art of erasing your psychic imprints, you can live your life as if each dawn brings you truly a new day. A day free of baggage of yesterday and worries of tomorrow. I believe that all of us should read this book because, so many of us, at one time or the other, suffer from these problems of issues of anxiety and depression. And if we are suffering from it, we should be feeling, free enough to talk to our friends or family about it. And I believe that they listen. And if you cannot talk to them, there are many NGOs and they have free helpline numbers. You can call them and you can talk to them. There are free therapies available by these NGOs. And, there's this whole discussion around suicide after the Sushant Singh Rajput case. And it is important that the awareness is there in the society now, more awareness, and let's recognize that there are mental health issues and they can be cured. So thank you very much for listening to this video. I'll be back next week. Thank you.